BTK destroyed Blacklist in the most epic comeback ever, the upset of Mobile Legends history. We're gonna go over all the details. Let's get started. Yo guys, how's everyone doing? This is your guy Assassin Dave. Welcome back to Team 4 and Famous Family again. Today is an exciting day. BTK just destroyed the MPL champion Blacklist. Yeah, that is right. In the most epic comeback ever. And I stayed up until 4 a.m. last night, my time, to watch the whole thing unfold itself, and it was so exciting. I gotta tell you, we have always had faith in North America region, in North America team. We talk about and emphasize the fact that BTK came to the SCA completely naked, all 5 young guys, just play this game all by themselves on their own time, off work, off school, off everything, and they do not have a coach, they do not have a support team, they don't have a support system. And they're able to take out a team who play the game as their life, who play the game 24/7 with a whole support team. And everybody was saying, all the naysayers were saying, Dave, stop giving BTK the excuse, stop being biased towards North America region. You are just a North America fan, blah, blah, blah. Now, who's laughing now? Everybody is laughing now because facts don't care about your feelings. And the fact was, BTK proved himself to be the better team compared to the MPL champion, guys. Think about that for a second. A teams that completely play this game out of their passion, a team who just went to SCA without anything. That felt good. That felt so good, man. In my analysis on the roadmap for the playoff stage, I have to be super conservative because Blacklist is MPL champion, man. The best of Philippines. And the people were saying like, NA gonna be like grandmasters in SCA. NA gonna be epics. BTK proved everybody wrong. They went to SCA, beat every single team in ranked, now beating every single team on tournament stage to show that this team is not only capable of playing ranked, but also capable of being on a big stage. When they lost to Evo Singapore with the draft, it kind of disappointed me, but today we're seeing a different BTK. And you will see them learning and adjusting through this whole tournament. And that's something that we want to go through details, right? To show you the progression of a team. Let's take a look at the first game ban pick. First of all, we see Blacklist banning the entire Zane's champion pool, right? Ban everything. They were like, okay, we're gonna ban Zane. By the way, for those who didn't know, Zane was actually one of the first Saber player in North America since season 1. When I first started hosting tournaments in North America, Zane was the one-trick Saber. Because at the time, I think season 1, season 2, season 3, we didn't have ban pick in ML. So Zane was just playing Saber. Every single game, he was a Saber one trick. Saber got taken out, just completely surprised the entire SCA. I feel like, people still play Saber? What the hell? People still play Lolita? What the hell? I've made this point over and over again. No hero in this game is absolutely bad. It's all relative. They play this game, I gotta say, it's super scary because every single one of their characters is kind of early game. Beatrix is kind of early game. You got Zane, completely early game Saber. It's more of a peel. Zia on the Lilia, we're talking about early game. It's all early game. NA, overall, probably have some of the best Lilia players. But to be honest, when you have a Saber, you should have a like another carry, like an insurance kind of deal on the side on the goal lane. But that's exactly what BTK had, right? They had a Beatrix on the goal lane. I just think Beatrix is more of an early game kind of hero. Zia got poked, but he does have the ultimate. Look at the Saber. One shot again on the Estes. No Estes is nowhere to run. Double kill on top of it, and the turtle. Starting the game was a bang, man. Look at the team fight one more time. You know, Chow got a kick onto Estes. No Estes had nothing. Saber coming in was 1 kill. And getting his skill 1, jump in, skill 2 was 1 more auto attack, that's another kill. The power of early game Saber is on full display. I've made videos talking about Zane. The biggest strength for BTK is Zane understands how to farm really well. Look at the top side fight. This is a little bit of rush, to be honest, right? This fight is a little bit of rush because first of all, you got Estes ultimate. Second of all, everybody has Purify. I didn't know it. So it actually put BTK in the back foot, right? Like that, Zia actually almost died. There's no reason to dive like this, to dive this deep, right? To have Shark engage is more than enough, and everybody focus on the tower. If Zane just focused on the tower, and then Chicken focused on the tower, they could have gotten quite a bit of tower gold from this. Let's take a look at next team fight. BTK once again take advantage of the early game, and just get the turtle. Ohab? I have to talk about this Ohab player. He's mechanically gifted, but I don't think Ohab has what it takes to be... I've talked about this in my previous videos talking about Blacklist when Blacklist won the MPL. The reason why is this player has always shown a very, very emotional playstyle. He reminds me of me. Like, he is way too emotional to have the full quality of a pro player. BTK is emotional, but they're not as emotional as this Ohab kid. This Ohab kid is way too freaking emotional. Like, I don't know, he has rage within him, dude. Like, when you look at the way he plays, the second game, where he is spamming recoil effects, rests on Alice, it shows how much anger he's holding in his heart. Like playing a game, bro. I understand it's esport, I understand it's competitive, but it reminded me of me. Because when I was playing, and when I win or lose against teams that I think I should win against, I get too emotional. That's why I try not to shock her at all. Because when I get too emotional, you lose the sanity, you lose the calmness, to the serenity to make correct decisions. You know, look at this engage right here. Lolita, they find out, okay, it's not a good engage. Everybody backed away, so they didn't lose anything. But Ohab just jumped in and entered himself. You know? Like, this guy is such an emotional player. He thinks he's gifted mechanically, so he goes in 1 versus 5. And he made a tons of mistakes that costed Blacklist a lot of games. And you will see in this tournament that he make a lot of plays with Alice that just 1v5 a lot of times, just int. Blacklist at this point need to think about benching this player and let this player really rest emotionally. The one thing I like a lot about the SEA teams is they're very, very calm. They're very, very humble. But I see the opposite of that in this Ohab kid. Like, right, he is very, very emotional on his play. Look at that. Beautiful engage on this Bane. He died instantaneously. Gala and Saber. 7-0. Oh, look at that one shot, bro. That snipe. This guy didn't even see it coming. I think because of that, he was so pissed. And in game 2, like, he just started spamming recoil effects. Remember, like, last tournament when I analyzed, I think Blacklist versus which team I forgot? And I said Blacklist won because the other team threw. If you think about this entire tournament, Blacklist strategy is interesting because it runs, like, all tanky characters with the Steez. What BTK did is just ban his Steez. And then your tanky characters all of a sudden didn't have the back support. Still, like, it's kind of cringe with this tanky strategy. Like, it make Mobile Legends not fun. I like to watch a game comp that has a mixture of that has a place for assassins, for fighter, for everything. And that's what BTK brings to the table. You know, they always just play a balanced comp. They don't just play full tanky characters. They don't play Hylo's jungle and with his Steez support, even though it's a viable strategy. And I always believe that teams should take out viable strategies. But it's just so boring to watch. Who want to watch Hylos, man? Jesus. Want to watch Hylos played as the main carry. God damn, that you get so bored of it. Imagine both teams run the exact same thing. So kudos to BTK. Let's take a look at this Lord fight. BTK backed away. Saber's biggest problem, downside, is he cannot do Lord. Luckily, they do have Beatrix to help out. So for BTK's win condition, they have to use Lord to bait out a team fight. To bait out a team fight, win a team fight, and then go back to Lord. And that's exactly what BTK did. I don't think they ever forced Lord. It's always just like starting off by killing someone. So first, Adder walk in to face check, but Zane is super farm at this point. Level 14 was to level 11. He get instantly one-shotted, and then Chicken on top of it get another kill on Ohab. Like, what do you... Why is this guy so proud of himself? I don't get it. I mean, I don't have personal bonding with this kind of character, but this player's behavior last night really disappointed me. BM recoil effects, like, I respected Blacklist because they were #1, right? They were the champion for MPL PH. Like, they were quote unquote the best team SEA can offer. This is not a good representation, right? The player, like, if you lose, just lose with grace, you know? Don't BM with so much anger in your heart, man. Like, that's crazy. Like, and this is another thing. Onyx PH versus Onyx Indo, right? Look at this, is the NA team we're talking about. NA team, so much attributes the SEA team can learn. When I make What Pro Never Tell You series, I talk about how you should manage your minion waves so you can take towers. BTK knows this because in NA, when we make that video, when we started it, by the way, I take pride in this. Assassination Esports, when I was coaching our team was the first team who started doing this in NA. And every team started doing this. So, like, because I'm friendly with every single player. You know, I was like, why is Mobile Legends not doing this as a general behavior? Look at NA start doing this. Look at the benefit of it. Because of that, Blacklist have to go back and forth, juggle resources, defend towers, and they can't constantly keep everyone in one lane. So Victor got a top lane tower with the Lord. Mid tier 2 tower went down. Bottom tier high ground tower went down. And this is BTK going against Blacklist, the best of SEA. Somehow Onyx PH couldn't take a single fucking tower against Onyx Indonesia with the Lord. With so much lead in their hand, they threw the entire game to Onyx Indo. Like, I mean, I don't know. Did they not watch my video? For What Pro Never Tell You series? They have coach, have analysts, they have everything. And they're not doing the fundamental basics in a freaking MOBA game. I believe, like, they're good teams. I believe they're good players. I believe they play the game 24/7. They should be trained. Potty trained. Let's just continue. So BTK have a lot of stuff that SCA can learn, to be honest. All this stuff that BTK doing are fundamental. Like when they're winning, they played calm. Like look at this, guys. So after the first Lord, there's nothing on the map. Look what BTK did. Like, did they rush? No. Did they push minion wave? No. Look at everyone. They are not pushing minion wave. They're staying outside the base. This is RRQ. This is the only team in SCA who does this. This is the RRQ. This is called lane freezing, by the way, if you don't know. For the viewers who are watching it for the first time and then not sure what BTK is doing, why are not pushing? Because you can't push at this point. You have a Saber, you have a Beatrix, right? You have Lilia. You have pretty short range characters. So instead of pushing, in Mobile Legends, I always talk about it's not about how much gold you have. It's how much gold difference you have against your enemy. It's always the difference that matters in the early game. Obviously, this is mid to late game now. So if you think about this for a second, right now, BTK only have 46k overall, and Blacklist of 36k. So at this point, BTK is about 3 to 4 items ahead of their opponents. That's why they're not touching the minion waves, because they don't want to push. If you push minion waves, you're giving the enemy team farm. So right here, they're not pushing, they were freezing lane for a long time, right? The entire lane was frozen for a while. Like it was just nobody was touching the minion wave. Lilia was not touching minion wave, he was just wiggling, everybody was not touching minion waves. And they probably saw the Farsa ultimate, and they were like, okay, this is an opportunity. And also BTK kinda touched the minion wave. Oh, Farsa ulted right here. So nobody was trying to touch the minion wave, but Farsa ulted immediately outside the base, and there's a about 15 second downtime for Farsa's ult. So this is the time where BTK said, okay, we can engage right here, because then about a minute later, Lord is gonna spawn. So this is a great time, actually, for them to fight. I don't know if something that they planned or it's just something that opportunity showed, and they're like, we're gonna take advantage of it. And take advantage they did. They just ended a Blacklist career in the game 1 right here. Dude, this took Blacklist. This tilted Blacklist so much. And then we're gonna go to game 2. You can see their rage, man. It's absurd how much rage this Ohab kid had in his heart. Like, great job on Zia on taking out the Bane there. That Bane kill was instrumental to them ending the game right here. If Bane didn't die and Bane had an ultimate, the BTK most likely won't have the chance to end it again. Game 2 is when Blacklist start going with a really, really interesting full tank strategy. All right, guys, let's take a look at the composition for Blacklist. This is the composition that I was talking about that's kind of cringy. You have Hylos, you have Barats, you have Estes, and you have Alice. On top, you get a 1 carry. Like, I personally despise, but it's a viable strategy. So big shout out to Blacklist, obviously, for taking it out, showing BTK what's up. Now, this composition completely counter Bellman. You do not want to run Bellman into this. It's gonna be like this, what we call 0 damage comp. Farsa is probably the only damage source. But if you build full magic resist, like if you build like Athena shield, if you build like just basically anything magic resist, you're gonna counter the entire team for BTK. Bellman doesn't really do that much damage, to be honest. It's merely magic damage. But let's take a look at the first rotation though. Asmara rotated to the team fight. And because of the Asmara rotation, Victor rotation, and BTK likes to do this, by the way. Victor likes to go all the way from bottom to top. And then they will get this type of wins, which is really good, right? They get 2 kills right off the bat to put, again, Blacklist in their place. For Blacklist, they have Alice who late game skilling. They have Hylos who's unkillable with his Steez, and Baratsu unkillable with his Steez. So this competition overall, I would just say BTK lost on draft because they don't have the damage necessary to keep on going, you know. And Blacklist keep on invading. So, and they did this. Oh, look at this Ohab kid. This is what I'm talking about. The top lane team fight, okay? So let's watch this top lane team fight. Alice went in, missed everything. So, I don't know, like, and Kufa get a huge engage. But they won by comp. Look, it's unkillable top. I mean, this unkillable top. Look at the top lane. How do you kill the comp like this? So, nice, beautiful engage right there. Ohab went back to full HP, flickered out, come back in. Nice engage on 4 people there. Like, look at this guy. Look at his facial expression. He's yelling, bro. Look at him on the bottom left. He's like, oh, God! And then he started recalling. This is like this is the type of behavior. It's a behavior that I personally despise, right? Like, this is what I mean. Ohab need to be benched and really work on his personal development. Because I need to be benched, right? Like, this is me 5 years ago. No, 4 years ago, right? When I first started. Like, I don't do this anymore. You know, even if I get emotional, I don't BM. But this guy get emotional, it's on full display, right? Like, he gets so emotional, bro. He gets so emotional. You need to remain calm. And that's what training is for. That's what scrim is for. That's what practice is for. It's for you to treat every game with a grain of salt. Like, obviously, you have to have a serious attitude, but you're mentally have to be calm, man. Like you win or lose, you have to be at the same like monotone. Your state of mind has to be monotone. It has to be like this. Maybe a little bit hype, like towards the end, but you have to be monotone. And then when you win the whole thing, the whole war, that's when you go crazy. That's when you go hype. That's when you're happy. Like BTK played it well, but they just can't do any damage to this composition. It stays with this whole freaking tank comp. You can't kill them. It's such a shame. This is a competition that Blacklist took out against BTK, and it worked out for them, right? It worked out tremendously. But BTK learned this, and what they did is to quickly adjust their strategy. They banned his Thief. All of a sudden, Blacklist just lost one biggest component in their winning strategy. There's nothing to watch in this game because BTK got straight up destroyed, right? By this Blacklist strategy, which is a really good strategy. Again, I just don't like it. I don't like full tank composition. I think it's boring. But hey, you gotta give credit where credit's due. It's a good strategy. It's a valid strategy. Again, what I learned from this match though, because I was watching everybody really closely, is if you look at OHAB, look at the guy on the left side of me, like this guy is just so emotional. It's too emotionally attached. That's something that players really need to watch out for. Again, that's one of the reasons why I never want to shot call, because I get too emotional, and when I get too emotional, I don't know how to think properly. And that's exactly what happened with this OHAP kit. You play one game that's really hyped, and it make the viewer feel hyped, right? It's your connective with your viewers. Viewers hyped up. But then this kind of hype will quickly, drive you crazy. BTK just remained calm. You know, it's just one loss. They just remain calm. At this point, Zane's probably talking like, how do we counter that strategy? You know, it's full on tank. So they start banning Steez eventually, I think. Yeah, Steez banned in the third match. Like overall, BTK displayed a better tournament composure than Blacklist, a team who won a championship, a team who is supposed to know better, right? So which kind of surprised me, to be honest, because BTK lost to Evo Singapore, which is supposed to be quote-unquote much inferior team compared to Blacklist, right? Like if you ask Evo Singapore, they would not tell you BTK is the team that they worry about. They will probably say Blacklist. But now you should really worry about BTK, because again, in a best out of one scenario, every team can win. If you can win against Blacklist in the group stage, and then Blacklist took out the full heal strategy, like the tanky strategy, BTK probably lose. When I talk about gameplay, I'm very objective on ban pick, on the team rotation. I'm not biased towards any team. When you're talking about like, Dave, which team you support, I'm biased. I gotta be very honest with you guys. I'm opinionated, right? I support BTK all the way. I don't give a crap. I support BTK all the way. That's just how I am, right? Because I support the I'm North America. But when it comes to analysis of the game, I'm very objective to why certain team win or lose. That's why in my roadmap, the video I made right before the tournament began, I said BTK most likely gonna lose, because this is a Blacklist. So you expect the team to play better, to make less mistakes, right? To understand how to freaking do a lord, or not to play emotional. But I was totally wrong. Watch this, by the way. Adderword, I gotta say, it's a really good Barras player. Such a good Barras player. This guy should leave a really good impression on me on the Barras play. Every single Barras engages, every single Barras, all he did was on point, was golden, which just look beautiful. It's just enjoyable to watch. This is the type of Barras player that you want to be playing on Barras, you know? Like, because he doesn't miss anything. It's so good. It's so enjoyable to watch this type of Barras player. It's amazing. So I gotta give Edward that. But OHAB need to go to the rehab. This kid literally acted like he played a game for the first time. You know, he was in a tournament for the first time, not played a game for the first time. He played in a tournament for the first time. Oh my God, we just won against the best team. Oh my, you fucking noob. How can you follow? That's literally how he acted. Anyone who watched the tournament last night, do you agree with me or not? You literally watched this guy self-implode. I wouldn't say he personally single-handedly lose the game for Blacklist, because BTK was so much better. And also, everything was going into BTK's favor, because in the end, they got the momentum, man. If you look at every game, BTK was winning initially, except for the full tank game with Hylos. Again, for BTK, the thing that I like about most of them before they went to the tournament is their team synergy, the camaraderie they have as a team. This is the only team in North America that doesn't swap roster that much. They're basically playing with their main roster for 2 years. This is the roster they play with. You know, they don't swap players. This game, Blacklist was just trying to scale to the late game, right? But I'm quickly scale forward to show you the plays, because this game BTK played extremely well, to be honest. They just made one mistake, and the mistake cost them the game. Check this out. Turtle will drag towards BTK's side. They got the turtle, and then Zia started using ultimate. They killed Adderware initially. Chicken, Wise was a hardcore diving chicken. They don't need to kill this guy. But once Chicken got the win of nature, the fights are turning around. And this shutdown was really important. The gold went to Zane, which is also really important, right? Because Zane didn't get any kills before this. He was 0-1-3 and then went to 1-1-3. So this is where just bursted this Oh My Venus guy, right? whoa, the snipe plus the airstrike from Zia. Eve didn't see it coming. Eve was like, what just happened to me? He's like, I'm defending. And then on top of it, look, watch this. And then on top of it, look at the shark wall, man. This is so good, dude. I was yelling on my chair 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. Just right here sitting there, I'll be like, oh my god, that's fucking godly, bro. That is so good. That shark wall changed everything, guys. That shark wall literally changed everything. I was speechless at the time. I was like, go shark. I'm literally yelling, go shark, bro. That was so good. Yo. Oh, by the way, Chow saved the squawk right here. Grok was gonna die from Venus, from the Eve right there. And then Chow was like, nope. If you look at this gameplay right now, BTK is playing extremely well. Poking everything, and then I think they won this team fight as well. They killed Adward immediately, and then they also killed, but Wise came in, double kill on BTK, and Wise got killed right off the bat. So the one triple kill, and they got the Lord, they won everything. But Eve got a kill onto Zane here. So they defended the tower, and Zane just like, they tried to get the tower, but Zane couldn't get out in time. So good job for Oh My Venus on the Eve defense right there. You can see from Zane's camera, right? He did not see it coming. He was playing a little bit careless. Just a tiny bit over his head, but he was calm, right? There's not too much emotional play. He was just contemplating over the play that he made. It's very different from Ohab's reaction. It was way too over the top. I don't understand that again. But the play that really lost in the game was Chicken on the top side. He got one-shotted by Ohab Lunox because he was out of position, completely out of position. Let's quickly skip to the top side and you will see. The rotation all started from Chicken leaving the top side, right? He came to the mid, but you should not expect when you return to top that bush is just gonna be clean and empty. So when Chicken and Shark returned to top side, Chicken made a very, very fundamental mistake, which is face checking the bush, right? And also just, like, yeah, he'll face check 2 bushes. That one and the one right here. This one right here and this one right here. He face check 2 big bushes. And not only get himself killed, also get Guak killed. And Blacklist win this entire game off that one play. Chicken and Shark kind of made a huge mistake there, right? They got himself killed, and Blacklist won the game. They got him a rollback. Oh, by the way, look at this Ador play. That's just nice, man. He walks up in the front. He saw the Esmeralda comes in. You know Esmeralda doesn't. He capitalized on Esmeralda downtime, but Esmeralda's Purify. Oh, flicker on the wall, dead, and the game is over. Just like that. Beautiful ending from Blacklist. Let's watch the match point for Blacklist, where BTK made a reverse sweep, right? 2-1 match point for Blacklist. One more game, Blacklist is gonna take the game home, but this is where BTK start making a comeback. This is a Blacklist on steroids, right? They got a full cover pick, they know how to play, and BTK still destroyed them. This entire game, Zane did not get to take a single blue. I think he took 1 blue starting off, and that's it. He did not get to take any more blue buff out of that. They just full-on invade. They have Hylos and just full-on invade. Look at the entire Red Side jungle, untouched, right? For Blacklist, just they didn't touch that. The whole strategy for Blacklist this game is to make sure that BTK Zane does not farm. And they did that really well. I think the entire game, Hylos was 2 to 3 levels ahead of Zane. Let's take a look at this play right here. Lolita was in a really good position camping. They got Mathilda, and boom. Really, really good play. They got a kill, but Adward, one more time, man. Adward is a playmaker, to be honest. Adward plays really well. If anyone in Blacklist that make an impression, is probably Adward. Those engages, the people who make the engages, who make the plays, make impression on me. Ohab give me a really bad impression. Zane's level 5, Hallow's level 5. Hallow's level 7. They just invaded. This is where Blacklist really impressed me with their synergy, right? You have Mathilda on the side. The combination between Vice and Oh My Venus, those two synergies is really good. So you got Hylos invade. He got a blue buff. And Mathilda just quickly give him a passive for Vice to jump out of it. And then Ador comes in, get an ultimate onto Granger, and Granger cannot play the game. On top of it, like Hedgie on the Beatrix has got the kill with the ultimate. The synergy that team have is really good. Ador overall, like look at Ador play. He does BM sometime, but not that much. No one is as emotional as Ohab. Ohab's that crazy recall. Like, what the hell was that, man? That play alone, if I'm a team manager, instant bench. Instant bench. I would say the same for me. Like I said, I'm criticizing Ohab. Like, Dave, what about you? That's what I said about me. That's why I stopped playing, like, competitively in Mobile Legends. You know, I want to be a coach at that point. But then, now I'm just playing the game for fun, right? I give all my esports ambitions for Mobile Legends. It gave me anxiety to play the game. It's enjoyable to watch, but Mobile Legends is unplayable for solo queue. It used to be playable for solo queue. I don't know what happened. Game is way too long, maybe. Look at the Halo strategy, right? Ultimate reversed. Make sure that you got a huge slow on the BTK side, they can't come in, contest the turtle, so they get a turtle for free. The early game that's destroyed BTK. 3,000 gold lead. I think it gets to a Lord fight. Look at this team fight again. Blacklist come to invade one more time. The Granger skill 1 does no damage at all to the Hylos. Zero damage. They waited for everybody's ultimate to run down and to come back in again. Look at this. They literally wait for your ultimate to run down and come back in, and they got a blue buff again. And then Hylos just took the Venus passive to get out. What a clean play from Blacklist. This is a championship level team, you know? Like, this is the team that, this is the level the Blacklist would play on. Very composed, very calm, don't show any emotions, just play the game what you're supposed to do. Relax and think about your next play. That's play every game like you're scrim. Play that game like your ranked games. You cannot yell on the stage. If you yell on the stage, it's only gonna make your team feel emotionally worse, kill your team more. That aspect's so important. All those viewers who come to my channel and say like, Dave, stop giving BTK excuses. Those viewers are so extraordinarily ignorant on not understanding esports level play. Not having a coach or support team on this level going against a team who has that, that's missing 2 players. That's literally missing 2 players, 1 or 2 players on the team. Draft is literally 50-60% of the game now. Draft strategy rotation, that stuff all comes with coaching. You know, all comes with the support team, all comes with the stuff that happened outside the game. And if you don't recognize that, I don't want to talk to you. Basically, those are the people who believe that the sun rises from the west. And then you tell them, no, it's from the east, we have facts for it. And they were like, no, it's just from the west. And you can't argue with them because they don't have reason. They don't think with logic. The same thing applies here. Like, the reason why we hold Blacklist to such a high standard is because that's who they are. They're champions, man. They play clean games. Look at this play also. Right? They engage, they bait out the ultimates, and they back out. They don't rush in. They don't make irrational decisions. They don't make emotional plays. And that's the championship level play that you see from this type of level, you know, teams. They are supposed to play like this. That's why it's enjoyable to watch a championship level game, you know? Because people don't int. They don't make mistakes, right? Blacklist, they go bottom, they go to the blue buff, they take the objective, they back out. They're like, it's not like, oh, we can win now, let's go kill. But now, this is the time where Blacklist lost. Everything we just talked about, all the good plays that made, and then they made one mistake. I will show you right here. Very nice pull, putting the Lord towards the bottom side, towards their favor, so Blacklist can get the Lord, right? And then, Adawar start charging to zone everybody away. Everything is good and dandy, it's fine. He's on the glorious pathway, so he has speed boost. Adawar can go in and go out easily. You know, all up on the bottom side, but look. Oh my Venus and Vice, after they got a Lord. It seemed like a good win. They got a Lord, right? Venus has the ultimate onto Zane. And Vice and Venus obviously had this great synergy. So immediately Vice tapped the jump thing to follow Venus all the way to Zane, right? So it became a 2 versus 4. Look, entire BTK kited back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 versus 5 at this moment. Look at this like little formation. Everybody's on Zane. And this two just instantly gets surrounded. Venus have to jump out, and Hylos died instantaneously. And now entire Blacklist formation is done. Right? They lost their team formation. They got instantly team wiped. And Venus barely got away because of his Methoda. It's a lot of mobility and they're very tanky. Every single play that I made were good to this point, right? We're championship level, and that play alone cost them the game. Right? Engaging on Zane was good, but then like diving that was just a huge mistake. Like right after this ultimate move connected, like their team, look at the team, huge 2 people. The 3 people were not in the helping range. They're hugely disconnected. Entire team at BTK, 4 people right here, 1 people coming back to the 4 people formation, all on Zane to make sure their carry stays alive, right? And yet, look at why it just died. Ohab just made it in, and he made it in just to die, you know? If they got a Lord and went backwards and wait for the Lord and, you know, pushed all the outer turrets and just win the game at that point, wait for the next Lord, they could have easily won the game. But instead, they gave BTK the comeback. Let's take a look at the gold, actually. I want to show you the gold. Before the Lord fight, BTK was at, it was at 2,500 gold advantage to Blacklist International's favor, right? 27.7 to 25.1. And then after the Lord fight, BTK got many towers out of it, and then it's now 29.6 to 29.8. So after you win Lord, they shrink the gold differences. Not only that, BTK came off on top to lead the gold advantage. So one play, man. It's the exact same thing what BTK did to Blacklist in previous game, you know, where they threw the game, right? It's exactly reversed, where Chicken and Shark get caught off and they died. So here it's the same thing. So one play, man, in Mobile Legends, one play. If you make one mistake, that play might just cost you the game. We have seen this over and over again. That's why players are under a tremendous amount of stress. And that's why in your regular scrims, in your regular practices, the players are trained to remain calm, remain composed, to always play every moment of it like they're playing their regular scrims, regular practice. Like, you know, even though you're on the biggest stage in Mobile Legends worlds, you still have to play every moment like this is just a regular match. Let's take a look at this. Entire BTK is conversing on the top side. You have Victor who goes in, you know, get vision. He's really tanky at this point. They instantly got a 1 kill on Hylos at this point. They're not that tanky anymore because Granger is leveled up. Granger is fired up. He's farmed, man. So Edward got killed, and then that's 2 for 0. And BTK just went back to invade jungle. Again, remain calm. You know, they got their advantage, but they didn't abuse it. You know, like they didn't push the tower. They stayed composed and wait for the opportunity. And look at the goal lead right now, 4,000 gold to BTK's favor. That's just crazy to think about, you know? That is absolutely crazy. The amount of synergy, camaraderie, the trust team have on each other is really, really good. Take a look at the lore fight. So it started off with BTK, of course, starting the lord, got the lord, because we have many people getting vision right there. BTK got the lord, they got the objective. They ran out trying to push their advantage right here. Getting ultimate move on AdWork, getting him really, really low. But then Wise come back in because it's really, really tanky. It's unkillable, right? Almost. You cannot keep on going tank damage. Here, great play mechanically, right? He goes in, getting himself suppressed on Ohab, on Alice. Goes in, double kill, right? BTK kind of inted. They lost 2 people. They got a lord, similar to what Blacklist did. But Victor, unkillable on the side, right? They lost because at this point Blacklist used all their skills. Victor just keep on being a nuisance on the side. They know they don't have any skill to kill him. Adward doesn't have ultimate. He just stayed on the side, and then BTK saw this opportunity. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this great engage from Lolita. Like, look one more time. That is beautiful. They got slow to the ground, and Death Sonata from Zane on Granger followed up, instant double kills. Despite the fact they lost 2 people, they got Lord coming in top, they even up the deficit, and then Lord is charging in, get top tier 1. Victor is so tank at this point, he just pushes everybody away, right? But BTK doesn't int, right? They got 2 people killed, they know enemy have 3, they try to get whatever they can get on advantage wise on the map. And then Oh My Venus comes in, same thing, but this time was Ohab on the Alice, but they couldn't kill Zane anymore. Right? They can't do it anymore. Like, it's too late. Without Hylos, without a big beefy front line, everybody else is just paper. They come in, they go to a Granger, they die. Look at how tilted Ohab is. Look at this guy's face, right? He's super tilted right now. He's like, what the fuck, man? Yeah, and BTK just walk away with this game. Final match point. Dude, this moment was so hyped for all the viewers, man. To like look at it, the teams are hyped up too. Zero is hyped up, right? They got to 5th match. Zen's hyped up also, right? But they remained calm throughout the whole game. Nobody was too over emotional. Everybody know what's going on, but they were calm, man, which was awesome to watch. This, if anything, again, like I said, BTK displayed a more championship level composure than their opponent this time. Maybe first time is a charm. I don't know. The last game, guys, I don't think Yi Sun-shin is really that detrimental, but it's really just a morale play. The fact of the matter is Yi Sun-shin got taken by Zane, right? Yi Sun-shin is not the greatest pick in the meta, right? I mean, it's just not it. It's just not that. It actually doesn't have the best win rate in the entire M3. But BTK take it out, just win. Because it's a morale boost. Because everybody know counter BTK just means counter Mobile Zane. So they try to ban, but that's not it. Like, if they watch the entire North American community tournament, we talk about it. You just have to play BTK like a team, like a regular team you play against. You have to ban that makes sense, that wins, that helps your team come to win. You cannot just ban Zane, because you cannot. There's not enough hero for you to ban off from Zane. So they decided not to ban, and Zane took out Marksman one time. He was super hyped. Like, their entire team was super hyped. At this point, BTK was just in their element. They're hyped. And at the same time, Blacklist morale at the lowest point that they can experience. They're screwed. They're screwed in their head. Like, literally, they lost it. Imagine losing to BTK, the team that on stage in public, Blacklist being very, very polite on respecting BTK. But back in the backstage, like, we all know what everybody thought, right? We all know what everybody thought. As much I loved and supported BTK, like, from a rational standpoint, who would expect BTK to win against Blacklist coming to the tournament? But I never doubted BTK, though. See, not a single moment going to the tournament did I doubt a BTK ability to win the whole thing, to be honest. It's just the fact that when they drafted against Evo Singapore Detroyed. That really disappointed me. The Phoveus draft, the like a forced Phoveus draft, that cannot happen anymore, right? And BTK did not draft Phoveus this time. But throughout the whole thing, I was thinking that might be intentional. They might be just doing it on purpose to say, hey, you know, I don't want to show my strategy, so let me just go ahead and draft Phoveus. Look at Eastern Shin. This game again, like it's just a pick, like it's early game pick, but it's not something that I would think it's game breaking. You know, like would you say Eastern Shin is game breaking? No, right? Definitely not. But BTK is in their morale of this game. The fifth game can be summarized to one word. The one word is just morale. They won before the game even started. At game 4, when the game 4 ended, BTK already won the whole tournament. I can tell you that, right? I already won this whole best of the 5 series. Not the whole tournament, but the whole best of 5 series. I would be hyped for them. But in the game, everybody still remained really calm. Like really, really, really calm. So that's something I really, really enjoy to watch from BTK. What a great display from the representation. To put North America on the map, this one match alone will literally shut up every single hater who's saying NA just clowns. That was just amazing, right? Look at that. Shark, beautiful engage, followed up with Zane. Shark and Zane's combo is similar to Shark and Zane's synergy is similar to what Venus and Vice. They have about the same synergy. But Shark and then Zane have just the best synergy. Shark is on Zane 24/7. You do not need to worry about Shark and Zane. They're always together, right? Their synergy is insane. They don't even need to talk. They don't even need to be on voice comp. And they have great synergy. That's just what they do. This two have been playing together for 2 years now. So look at this engage right here. Wes goes in, realized he couldn't go in. And then Lunox got a kill onto Alice solo on the bottom side. You know, Haji have to get away right here. And BTK just take the turtle. For free. They got 2 kills on top of it. Venus died. Like at this point again, they just lost morale. Like there's not a point in the game. By the way, I got some back end footage from my friends, who are live, who are watching this game live in SEA. In Singapore, dude, they sent me backstage footage of OHAP. He was pissed. He was sitting there like this after the second loss. Backstage. It was funniest thing to watch, man. He was so pissed, man. This guy is way too emotional. You need to think about this guy's mental health. It's not healthy. You need to constantly observe yourself. Make sure you don't feel emotion. You don't get too emotionally attached in a game. That's something I'm still guilty of. That's something I'm still trying to improve on my side, on myself. Like I just want to get better myself. Like I don't ever want to fall into that trap. BTK going against Blacklist and win against them is probably the entire highlight of the playoff. Everyone is gonna have their eyes on BTK going forward. It's kind of like the Japanese team who went to the M1, I believe, and who beat like Evos or beat the biggest teams in SEA in Indonesia at the time. Like put them on their back foot, winning matches against them. I didn't even know Japanese had Mobile Legends, bro. Don't look down on any region, bro. Except for some regions, to be honest. There's certain regions who are actually really cringe, but NA is actually a major region on MOBA. Okay, let me put it this way. NA's MOBA sense is way ahead of everywhere else, except for maybe China. But China doesn't join this type of tournaments because they're not in international scene, right? In a global stage, NA actually have one of the best MOBA sense, like game sense, their coaching system, like the understanding of MOBA games. NA actually have one of the best. League started here. Understand that, okay? Dota 2, same thing, started here. Here of New Earth, a lot of the OG games, Here of the Storms, they all started here. You know, they're all popular here. It's a very small region, that's all. It's not popular. It doesn't mean that the top players don't know how to play the game. The championship level players are still really, really good. The fact that you have SEA region, just because NA doesn't have a region, and the SEA region, like there's some clowns who look down on NA, are just very arrogant. And now look what happened here. Like me, when I look at MPL games and I watch how the team plays and analyze, I was like, why did they do that? I make criticism out of it. I make jokes out of it. I was like, why did the team do that? If they're such a good region to play the game 24/7, why don't they understand how to push with the Lord? Why do they make fundamental mistakes like Onyx PH did from Philippines? If PH is like the best region for Mobile Legends, why do they still make the fundamental mistakes? Why do I say I love RRQ? Even though I don't know any players, I'm not emotionally attached with them. I don't know them, you know? But why do I say I like RRQ? Because they don't make that much mistakes and their play makes sense, right? They play like a championship level team. They play with common sense on this level of competitive play. So when I look at some of the MPL teams from some big regions, it kind of cringes me. Rather, one or two teams that play games that make sense. Most teams, to be honest, kind of cringes me. That's why I said if BTK goes to SCA, they will have a solid chance of winning because BTK don't make those type of mistakes. When they have advantage, they make plays that pro competitive teams make, you know? It's just standard plays. It's not something impressive, but it's stuff that make a play enjoyable, that make a tournament enjoyable to watch. You're like, oh my god. When the team have 10,000 goal lead, 10 minutes into the game, they're expected to win, they're expected to take a Lord and make play accordingly. Look at OHAB. What is that? Look, go back to, like, what is that? There's not a chance for him to get that. He just went into straight up in. Their entire team was not there, and he just entered. Look at it. Look how emotional he is right now. Look at his face. Right? Like, this guy is, look at his muscle next to his cheeks. This guy is tilted, man. His entire face is red. He's so emotional. He's so emotionally attached to this game. It's kind of cringe. I can understand that emotion in a way, but in a pro scene, like when player play 24/7, it's very important for a coaching team to pay attention to their players, to make sure they're not emotionally attached, to make sure they constantly observe their emotions, to not play like this. This is very, very important. Like I said repeatedly, I'm guilty of that. That's why I don't play competitively in Mobile Legends anymore. That's why I don't want to shot call it. You guys know I play Pokemon Unite right now, right? In my team, I try to refrain myself from shot calling because I'm emotional, you know, and I try to observe my emotion throughout the game. It tells you, it makes you forget about everything. The adrenaline rush makes you forget about logic. And then the moment you do that, you're screwed. Look, this is a beautiful play from Victor right there. Again, they're just in their element, right? He just jumps in, zone everybody away. They already got everybody low with Farsa. He zoned them away so they can take the top high ground tower. One Lord, how much advantage give BTK? Right? Now they're at 6,000 goal lead. Did you say OHAB single-handedly threw the game in game 3? I wouldn't think so, but he just not in the game. He was tilted, right? Like, this guy is emotionally tilted. He's probably tilting his whole team. I don't know what's in the comm right now. He's probably yelling at his team right now. But look at Zane. There's not too much expression. Right? He's just looking at the minimap, looking at the map. You can see his eyes. Like, go back to look at his eyes right now. Look at Zane's expression. Like, he's constantly observing from the minimap to the main, like constantly doing left and right, left and right, left and right. He's constantly observing, analyzing, thinking about the next move. And that's what a calm-minded player looks like, right? That's what you expect you to do. Like, Zane is always really calm, actually. Sometimes he's tilted, but he's always really calm. He's always really, really calm. BTK, Zane is probably one of the most chilled player. Like, he's competitive, but his tone is always monotone. He's very, very calm. Look at this one play that ended the entire game for BTK, for Blacklist. They lost at this point, right? Because top lane has a wave, Zane is still alive, and then OHAB is not gonna go home. Shark's gonna make sure that OHAB stays here and just stay cringe, right? Like, he's not gonna go home here, and he died, and that's the game. BTK versus Blacklist, man. This is where you spam the recall. This is well justified, dude. This is well justified. Look at this is emotional overflow, you know. Dude, I cannot be happier, dude. This was awesome. This was hype. When I was watching that last night, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I don't really type in the chat, but I was typing in the chat. I was like, "Let's go, BTK," you know. Let's go. This was the most epic comeback ever. This was awesome, man. Everybody was laughing. You can see the faces. Yeah. 5 young men proved themselves on the big stage. By the way, they just seen each other for like 2 weeks. Going to SCA is the first time they meet each other. Except for Zane and Cardi, Zane and Victor. Oh My Venus is probably the calmest person on Blacklist. I think Vice is pretty calm too. But OHAB need to we need to go to the rehab, to be honest. Chill the mind, right? Look at Shark, satisfied. Zane cannot sit down, he's so hyped right now. He just cannot sit down. Right? Look at OHAB. He's fucking pissed, bro. Look at this. He's about to cry at this point. We lost to who? Yeah, he lost to the NA best, bro. That's who we lost to. Get over yourself. So I just want to say congratulations, and also, guys, big congrats. I was so emotional last night. I stayed up at 4 a.m. and I woke up, have to do these videos. But guys, congratulations to BTK. I cannot wait for more matches from this team. Stay tuned. Without a Sunday signing off. I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now. Just